What round they rising fine ass?
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail. And I'm the one who ain't got no training partner? I don't think so. You seem to have it all figured out when we're fighting midgets.
60 G's, baby! But I'm not impressed by your performance.
I'll tell you what, bro. I was out there, I was fighting all the hitters, bro. We ain't fought no hitters.
It's normal. Come on, guys. It's normal.
So if I was you, I hope to God you get ready. Because if you don't, I can beat you with the death.
They do nothing.
Oh, y'all got carrot cakes and stuff up there? Shit. Oh, y'all got pecan pie in this motherfucker?
Shit. What's happening, Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people? Then we're back with another episode of Don't Stop Shakedown, and joining me to do all that tonight is my bro Mac Dane, my bro Leroy, and my brother Yao. How's everybody doing, man? We go to Yao first.
Amazing, fantastic, wonderful.
Fan-bloody-tastic.
I'm doing amazing, fantastic, wonderful. I've been having a good time with MMA, loving the South African scene. We had EFC last week, 114. So yeah, I'm a happy guy right now.
Well, I'm doing better.
Leroy's
I'm doing better than all you cunts. Probably not
and
better
I'll
than
tell you who's doing better than all of you motherfuckers. Triple B in the house.
Yes.
Big up the champ. Salute to the champ.
What's good?
Big up yourself. How you doing, brother?
Doing well, guys. Doing well. How you guys doing?
Hey, man,
Good, mate.
congrats.
Congratulations, bro. Congrats. Well done.
I appreciate it.
How you feeling?
Feeling chilled. Like it's just another day in office for us. Just another day in office. The main goal is Zulu. So, but I'm at peace. I'm happy.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, you got something for Triple B before we get this show on the road?
Triple B, listen, awesome. Congratulations. That fight was amazing. You did what you said you wanted to do. You got international competition and you triumphed. And those body shots, dude, listen, we gotta do it again. It felt good. It was nice. It was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, crazy.
You didn't even put out the content. You put out the content.
Oh,
That one's coming. It's coming after this episode. It's coming.
Okay.
You're about to
Yeah,
receive
man.
some fucking body shots if you don't drop that content.
Shout out.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that, man, because boy, my man took one off for you. I took one off for fucking Butcher as well. I said to him, boy, he lived to tell the tales, man. And yeah, we're gonna be seeing that very, very soon when Yao drops it. Big up to the whole team, though. Salute to everybody in the house right now. As everybody's rolling in, please make sure you are hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to all our platforms, the Rambling That podcast, the Kick 'em in the Head Kick podcast as well. Make sure you're checking those guys out. And make sure you're following. Make sure you are following the Triple B right here, man. The champ, Terrence, the Black Panther Balelo. Big up yourself. Make sure you're following him on all socials as well. Okay, let's kick off the show. We're gonna come to Triple B's performance later on, right? Because I do want to delve in deep and also ask some follow-up questions as to what's next and stuff like that. So, but we'll come to that later. Leroy, a lot's been going on on the interweb, in the MMA community. Bro, you gonna shoot us up the first one? Let's go.
Following a controversial finish in the main event last weekend, Jason Herzog posted to X, "I get it. I know what I was seeing in the moment, but I've gotten enough feedback telling me I need to reevaluate, so I will." Cannonier has spoken out about the stoppage, suggesting that Herzog is under pressure from the MMA community and wants to avoid taking responsibility for his mistakes.
In these situations. So the way, you know what I mean, lose like a warrior, go out on my shield. Not going out throwing punches, or that post could be due to social pressure as opposed to a sense of, oh, damn, I fucked up. I feel bad for this guy. I need to do something to make things right. It didn't really feel like that. So,
yeah. I'm going to come to Yao first. I mean, this whole palaver between obviously Herzog's been taking a lot of smoke. What's your take on the whole thing?
So, the one thing with MMA is when you attack the refs, it becomes a tricky game because there are only so many refs and decisions. My God, we've seen so many decisions that don't make sense. But at the end of the day, to be frank, he is right. If we look at it in the context of, I mean, what a 5-round fight is, you can't be stopping it for that. You know, there needs to be a little bit more. And the MMA community feels that he made a mistake. He's a ref. He's entitled to the decision he makes in a fight. But yeah, I think, going for the ref and then the whole community go for the ref is a little bit, then every fighter would do it. And then what would we really have as a sport? So I don't really agree with saying let's go for the ref, but I do feel that Herzog made the wrong decision. And there needs to be mechanisms in MMA to deal with situations like that rather than, dealing with the individual, which is the ref. So, crappy decisions get made by refs all the time. So let's see what happens with this one. But I don't think we should be going for the ref. We should rather be focusing on putting in the right structures universally to make sure that these things can be rectified if they happen.
McDane, I mean, Herzog is one of the at least I'd say is one of the top refs in the promotion, and I don't think he makes a lot of mistakes to be getting the kind of smoke. I mean, Herb Dean lately, like we've seen what these guys have, what they've done, been involved in some really controversial decisions and stuff like that. But with Herzog catching smoke like this, man, do you think he's warranted?
No, like they're only doing the job. At the end of the day, they're there to protect the fighter. And if you see a fighter that's turning his back and kind of running away from somebody whilst he's getting cracked, as well as then like covering up, yeah, he was on his feet, yeah, he was still in it, yeah, he probably could have carried on. You know what I mean? Like Cannonier said, like as the fighter, you want to go out in your shield. As the ref, you're there to protect the fighter. It's a story of two sides in it. You know what I mean? You can't just go down the middle of it's only one way or one opinion on which way that you need to go with it. It's a bit of a difficult one. Like you say, like people like Herb Dean comes under it. Mark Goddard's been getting it tight recently as well. People are always going to call it out. The fighter's not going to be happy about it. And sometimes you do get fighters that go, I wasn't happy about it in the moment, but when I've looked at it afterwards, and yeah, fair enough, you done what you needed to do. You know what I mean? But run it back is the only thing that you could do. I'm not too sure. It seemed like Imavov was starting to get the better of the fight anyway. Like, I'm not sure if it was going to be going that way, even if it went to the five rounds. Would the outcome still have been the same? Would have Imavov would have walked away with a win, or would have Cannonier turned it up in the fifth? You're never going to know at this point. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think it's deserved. Like you say, Herzog's probably one of the best refs that's in the game out there at the moment, and yeah, took some stick that.
But that's just the issue, though, isn't it? Like, so. How do you determine whether a fight should be stopped or not? Is the fighter intelligently defending themselves? He had his hands up. He was swinging back. He had just connected when Herzog called the fight. I mean, referees make mistakes, don't get me wrong, but it's not like he was out and stumbling on his feet and didn't know which way it was up. He was still
like
there.
He was turning, running away, and then firing one back when he'd like get a little bit of distance. But
yeah.
Well, look at Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz does that all the time. Nick Diaz, I mean, so, turning around, and I get it that he was running away. We have that situation where I think it was in Bellator, where we have the two fighters literally running around the cage. So I hear you, McDane, but I'm with Leroy on this one.
I'm not like arguing against it like either. Like you said, you think it was a wrong decision and that it should have been going that way. I'm not saying that he made the right decision either. Like,
but you're saying when fighters look back on the fight and say, yeah, this is probably the right call. Like, in no world was this the right call. Like, I understand you should cut the ref a little bit of slack, that you're allowed to make mistakes. Shit happens, but he was well and truly still in the fight, without a doubt. And to that point, Imavov got ripped off a win as well, because now there's an asterisk next to that win every time it gets brought up, and he was losing the fight to begin with. Like, if you had called the fight then and there and pulled up the scorecards, Cannonier would have won.
I mean, look, for me, it's like a referee. Being a referee is a thankless job. It's like being a stepdaddy, right? That shit is a fucking it's thankless job sometimes, right? But at the end of the day, when you look at the situation that they're in, they can't win, right? I'm looking back at, say, the fight between, say, Luke Michael and JP Kruger, right? Luke Michael feels aggrieved because he feels the ref should have stopped the fight when he was unloading on JP Kruger with a lot of unanswered shots. But JP Kruger then came back into the fight and got himself the win. So, but he believes the fight should have been stopped way before that and gave him life to come back, right? So there are certain situations that the ref just can't win, even though safety of the fighters is in his hands. But then some fighters, like we've seen with Yamasaki, like, boy, you know what? He's a warrior, but let him go out of this shit like a lot of these fighters want to do. You know what I mean? But let's really ask, somebody that's really been in there with refs, because none of us has been in a professional situation where maybe the ref has done us he's done us a solid, or he's taking a win away from you. I mean, Triple B, have you been in a situation where the ref is kind of done something in your favor or against your favor, or what do you think in general about referees and making mistakes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I feel like we all make mistakes. That's human nature. We all make mistakes, because we're not perfect. I had an incident, I think, in my first fight, in my debut against Gordner's, when I cracked him, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's early stoppage," shutting up. Could have unlocked, but the ref was like, "No, she was saving him there." But it's a 50-50 thing at the end of the day, But I just feel like we all make mistakes. It's a tough one because I'm a fighter. That's your guys' job to give that kind of say opinions and stuff. But I'm just there in the cage getting punched in the face or punching someone in the face.
Yeah, man, boy. Terrence says, boy, it's our job to give opinions on refs. Chat, if you're watching live, please make sure you jump in over to YouTube. Come and engage in the chat. Let's talk about these people, and make sure you liking and subscribing the platforms that you're on right now. Make sure you jump in onto the YouTube of the Rambling That Podcast, Head Kick Podcast, and the Fight Week Show. Come on over to YouTube and show some love, people. Come and engage in the chat. Salute to all of you.
Quick one, Ola. So I spoke to referee Brad Block at Bare Knuckle a few days after that fight, and he said that when JP Kruger's mouth guard came out, he said to JP, he said, "Fighter, defend yourself." And at that moment, JP picked up his mouth guard, put it back in his mouth, and pulled guard, and that's why he didn't stop the fight. So it's like you're saying, we have perspectives, and the refs also have their perspective on what's happening in the fight.
I mean, that's a fair explanation from the ref, because if he's noticing that, then he knows that JP Kruger is still in the fight. He's still got his faculty together, his cognitive, abilities are still there to be able to pick up his mouth guard, pull guard, and as you say, maybe intelligently defend himself. So yeah, man, fair play to the ref on that one. There, I'm just saying, obviously, Luke Michael was aggrieved in that situation from what he told me. Okay.
So as for the Herzog situation, though, what's the way to remedy this? I can only really see one way to do it, and that is to make it a no contest and then rematch as soon as possible, wherever. Add an extra fight to the next guy. Just run it back.
No, they can't do that right now, can they? Because then they're going to look back at how many fights in the past. Like, there needs to be a substantial moment where they go, boom, from this point on, if this happens.
There's so many nuances, though. It's hard to put a hard and fast rule, like,
exactly.
If this happens. But I mean, like, Cannonier didn't have anything by fighting down, but he needed a paycheck, so he fought down anyway.
You
and then this
happens.
happens.
Do it after the fact. You can't do it after the fact. Like,
fuck yeah, you can.
Can you fuck, bro? Like, we're a week out and we're about to fucking have another card on the box. You know what I mean? All right, then somebody goes, well, 2 weeks ago, the same thing happened to me. 4 weeks ago, the same thing happened to me.
Okay, here's the solution. You have a rematch card, a solely rematch card. If you feel aggrieved, there's like a Sunday card. All the rematches happen then. There's like a second tier of fighting. And if you think you're hard enough to do the rematch card and then get back to main card, that's your business.
It's an option.
On the same night.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But you know what,
do
people?
it in the parking lot.
Yeah, for real. Hey, people, make sure you leave it in the comments below what you think of the Herzog and Cannonier situation in the fight. Yeah, leave it in the comments below, people. If you're watching on playback, make sure you liking the video and subscribing as well on your way. In. Big up to everyone. Right, Leroy. We have news, but you will spin the clip about this news, brother.
Aljamain Sterling wants to put one of his biggest regrets behind him, losing the bantamweight title to Sean O'Malley at UFC 292. But with recent clips from the documentary Fight Inc. circulating, Sterling is reliving those emotions again. In the doc, Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell asked Sterling to take the O'Malley fight just weeks after defeating Henry Cejudo.
Aljo, you don't have to fight. I'm not forcing you to fight. So you got to decide what you want to do. And whatever you decide, I'm cool with.
So I guess where I sit is it kind of puts me in a bad light where it's like, this guy can't get out of his own way and he kind of ruining things. And I'm like, I don't get that thought process of doing that to someone who's always done whatever was asked for him to do.
But I can tell you, you're at your peak. You've looked incredible.
Yes, I know we've seen the video circulating all over the social media interwebs, conversation between myself, my management, and Hunter. Yeah, I wasn't really excited to see that clip again because I had to relive all those emotions again. Kind of riled me up a little bit because it really did piss me off in that moment of time back then. And I know the whole narrative of can't get out of my own way, I don't do myself any services when I get to social media and whatnot. But I think it's hard for people to hate on someone it should be hard for people to hate on someone who speaks the truth. You know, I'm not speaking no one else's truths. I'm not trying to sway the fans in any one way. I just give the facts and let people make their own decision based on that. And with that said, from that night, I said, I don't know what he's talking about. I have no desire to fight right now. And that was the whole thing I was saying. I have to heal up and see how my body holds up. We can fast forward. Yes, I came into the fight compromised, into the training camp compromised.
Yeah, that's an interesting video to see when it comes to making the fight, when it comes to putting the fight together, and when you look at the end result, Aljo loses the fight, and now we're seeing all of this stuff. Champ, I'm going to come to you first on this because obviously you've been involved in matchmaking, and sometimes maybe you're not ready, but you still take the fight. We know how bold you get when it comes to taking fights on short notice. You've proved that to everybody. But what's the mindset when you don't really want to fight, but the promotion is really throwing fights at you and wanting to get you to help the company out sometimes, if it comes across like that?
It's a tough one, to be honest. It's a tough one because it's either like I said, it's either you all in or not, but at the end of the day, it's business. If it makes sense, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. It's down for business, and but you got to sit down with your team. Obviously, you got to sit down with your team before you make any rash decisions. What's good for your career? But I have a good relationship with EFC, so we always sit down and speak what's good for us, what's a best next move for us. So, yeah, it's a tough one.
McDane, I mean, we look at the video there. To me, it's almost like they rubbed his ego a little bit, told him how good he is, how on fire he is, and the man said, "Boy,
is gaslight." Yeah,
well, I was gonna leave you to run with that, you know what I mean? But yes, it's always like this stroking, gaslighting him. But he was open with that and said, "Boy, I'll say how my body holds up." There's a lot of fighters that have, maybe said, I don't feel right to fight this fight. I want to be at close to 100% before jumping in the cage with an opponent of this caliber, especially where there's something like the title at stake.
Well, I like what Terrence said there. You go back and speak to your team because Aljo's manager and what came across in that clip that was released said jack shit. He barely, like, he had no word to be said. Like, come on, like, you should be sticking up for your fighter, even if you don't think it's right. You're his manager at the end of the day. He shouldn't be having to deal with most of this bullshit. He should be doing the negotiation pieces and saying what's right, and then talking to Aljo about it, or allowing Aljo to speak to him about it and try and defend him a little bit more. It's a shit situation. There's many layers into these contracts and into the way that they want to go about it. And obviously, you've then got your pay-per-view, and you need your matchmaking and everything that goes into it, the storylines, the lot. You know what I mean, all in the background that we don't know about. But from the clip that was released, all I could think was, it's like an abusive relationship. You know what I mean? It's like they gave him a backhand, like they pimp slapped him, and then was like, "No, come here, baby, it's okay. You're all good. You're all good." Then they slapped him again. "Don't step out of line, motherfucker." And then, "Oh no, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yeah, I mean, come over here, come sit down next to me. You're all good." Then they slapped him again. Like, honestly, man, I was just like, they just gaslit that dude into that fight. But if he said no, what would they have done? Would they have made him go and relinquish the belt? Would they have made it an interim belt? Would they have offered him anything else for a while?
We're seeing it right now, though. We're seeing it right now with Dricus Du Plessis. He said, "No, I'm not going to turn around and fight at 300."
But this relates back to the same shit as what we spoke about last week, maybe the week before, where it's if your face fits, because then you look at what they're doing with John Jones. Oh, it's cool, man. He can just
take all the time you want in the world. Yep.
No worries, brother. No worries, brother. And there's even some clips in that fucking thing. I've actually got it on the TV now, fighting. There's even some things in there between John Jones and Dana White and Mick Maynard as well. Like it's, I don't know. It comes across as shady. It doesn't look good for them. And like I say, gaslit and abusive relationship is how it came across. Thank you, Trevor.
It's a crazy part of the industry, right? It's a crazy part of because every industry got some dark arts that they use to at least try and maneuver and get what they want. Whether in this part with matchmaking or even PEDs or doing extra stunts to maybe getting a spy in somebody's camp and watching the sparring. Whatever, there's some dark arts that people, the industry has always used.
Even within your own team, though, because a lot of these fighters have it set up with their manager. You got to have a solid team around you because the manager's getting a percentage when you fight. So if you're asking your manager, "Do you reckon I should take this fight?" And he's like, "I need a new fucking hot tub out the back."
It's why O'Malley sacked his manager. O'Malley sacked his manager and said, "Boy, I don't know what that motherfucker does. You know what I mean? He don't do shit for me, man. I need fucking fired him."
It's paramount to have a solid team around you. I think that is the most crucial thing.
I mean, I also let me just drop this. I also want to say nobody will try that with Ali Abdelaziz. Let me just drop that in there. You man already know. There's no way his fighter's gonna sit there telling them, "Boy, my body ain't holding up," and the manager just sits there quiet and just let them man their fucking gaslight him into taking a fucking fight he doesn't want to take. Yao, I want to come to you on this, Yao. I mean, you look at that situation there, and I feel for these fighters because some of them you still have to be a company man when they need you, right? Even if your body is not really holding it, you still gotta be a company man and try and help out the promotion. But then again, we've seen with selective politics, as Jordan rightly brought up with John Jones, where certain man can take time off and the promotion, we'll wait till your body can hold up. And then Aljamain here is telling them, "Boy, I don't know if my body can hold up," and they're telling him he's on the fucking road. Help us out, brother.
Life is about relationships. Let me get a bit philosophical. It's about relationships. And unfortunately, we all know that Aljamain's relationship with the UFC is not the best. With Dana specifically, is not the best. And this was it coming to nest again, unfortunately for him, where, like you said, DDP can say, "Listen, I'm not ready. I'm not going to fight at 300. I don't care if it's a huge headline event. It's not happening." We have John Jones, who's now on an extended absence as a champion. So it's all about relationships as a fighter. So I think the message there is just make sure you keep your relationships good and you'll be good. Whether you're a company person or not, that's a thin line. But, keep it good. Otherwise, you end up in this situation where you're forced to fight for a title against someone as dangerous as Sean O'Malley, and then end up losing the title simply because the relationship wasn't there for them to understand that it was not the right time for you. So I agree with him about being coerced, but at the end of the day, somehow you have to make sure that you make it happen for you in a way that makes sense.
Leroy,
There is something to be. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to finish with you on this topic, and you can bring that point up in a minute. But don't you think maybe I'm just thinking too deep into this, right? But I have a feeling Aljo and Merab not wanting to fight for the title has a lot to do with this. Please,
Yeah.
Leroy.
I agree. I think it's a huge part of it. Aljo is. I know so many people who hate him, and then I ask them, why don't you like him? And they really can't tell you why. A lot of people. I think his fighting style is awesome, but that's just me personally. I guess
How we won the title against Yan is a big factor too. Just to let you know.
That's true. That's true. But then they did the rematch, and I mean, there's people that argue that Yan won the rematch, but I don't see it. I've watched that fight back. I don't
Who
see
the
it that
fuck
way.
are those people?
Oh, I know, right? It was pretty one-sided. Yeah, I guess it really comes down to what Yao was saying. Is like you got to keep the company on side. I don't think they have a hand in the outcomes, but they definitely have a hand on the scale and how they want things to go. And naturally, you would want Sean O'Malley to be the champion because he's more fan friendly. Like he brings more people in. More people means more dollars.
100%.
Just like everybody's a Triple B fan, he's headed to the UFC one way or another.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be on standby for that, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. You know what I mean?
I lose my fucking mind when that happens.
We're gonna be on standby for that, 100%. Yeah, big up everybody, all 83 of you watching live right now. Salute to all of you. Please come on over to YouTube and help the guys out with their YouTube channel. Come over to the Rambling That Podcast, Head Kick Podcast. Go show some love over there. Make sure you're jumping over to the Fight Week show as well. The links are in the description. Make sure you jumping over and showing some love. Come and engage in the chat as well, people, as we're dropping some of these topics that's been going on during the week in the MMA world. Okay, Leroy, easy. Looks like he's gonna dance. Pin the clip, brother.
Israel Adesanya returns to the octagon after a break from competition, saying he's come back as an even better athlete with improvements in nutrition and training, recognizing that father time is against him at 34 years old. With a new approach to fitness and meal planning, Adesanya aims to close out his career strongly, leaving no stone unturned in his pursuit of greatness.
Yeah, I am. I'm putting in work. But yeah, I just want to optimize myself a lot better than I was compared to how I used to live as an athlete. It's not even close to how I'm living as an athlete now. Now, I'm about to be 35 next month, and I realize, father time wins. You can't beat father time. So you have to optimize yourself. And yeah, you want to close the show nicely. Like I've already said, I'm past the halfway point. So the next few years, I just want to close the show nicely. We're doing just that so far.
Okay. That fucking, that's making me hype up right now, man. That's my boy right there. If everybody don't know, that's my boy Easy the Stylebender. I mean, I'm happy to see him in this space, in this headspace. It's not many times, because sometimes Easy can come off erratic and chaotic sometimes, but I think he's more calculated than a lot of people try to give him credit for. But to see him in this headspace right now is a good thing for him, and we could see a much better Easy than we've been seeing, over the last few fights. But I think coming back into this fight, especially with who we know is going to fight now, DDP. Whether I agree he should be getting the fight or not, that's well documented. I've said that many times. He doesn't have a title defense. He just beat Pereira. So for me, he shouldn't really be getting the title shot. But he's got the title shot. So that's beyond that. That's besides the point. I'm happy with the way he's looking. And it sets up a really, really good fun fight between him and DDP when that happens. I believe it. planning on taking it. Yao, I want to come to you first on this one because obviously this one is going to be concerning your countryman in DDP. What's your feeling in seeing this preparation, this new headspace that Izzy is on now and is ready for go mode?
I love Izzy. The last Stylebender, when he, Usman, and Ngannou were champions, the three kings, that was when I became a super fan. So he's literally core to my interest in MMA. However, unfortunately, he is fighting DDP. Dricus still knocks Du Plessis. Now, the problem there is CIT's just up the road in Pretoria. I've been there, met the guy a few times. So unfortunately for me, it comes home to the UFC belt is in South Africa, you know. So in this fight, I'm supporting DDP, but to see Izzy back in that cool, calm, style bending headspace for me says we're gonna get the antics, we're gonna get the entrance with him doing his Naruto. I'm not even sure what they're called, but he's practiced them. We're gonna get back to that Izzy, and that Izzy is an absolute killer. That Izzy is the Izzy that made the middleweight one of the revered divisions over the past 6 or so years. So seeing him that headspace makes me happy. I'm very happy to see him there, and I really hope that it's going to get him back to that. And as he said, close the show, finish his career with a show. And I'm really looking forward to what's coming. I'm looking forward to that fight against DDP.
I'm going to come to you, Triple B. I see the light flickering there. I'm telling load shedding. Hold off, yeah. Don't fuck with Triple B right now. Don't fuck with Triple B right now, man. You know what I mean? Hold up, people. Hold up.
We're on
let me
about 8
come to you on
days
this.
without load shedding, by the way, which is a miracle for us.
Oh, it's crazy. Let me come to you quickly on this one, Terrence. I mean, Easy. When you come out and perform, you remind me of him, like a young Easy. You know, the confidence, the arrogance, the way you command the audience, the way that you approach your fights. Everything is calculated with everything you do, from your workout all the way to your performance. But like I said, understanding a fighter and the mental space he's in and where he's at right now in his own mind after taking, a loss from Strickland, taking a loss from Pereira. He came back one time, then took a loss from Strickland. Everybody, a lot of people, I've seen it. I had to battle a lot of people saying he's finished, and I'm like, God damn, like, come on, man. You know what I mean? This brother's lost 2 fights. Like, how is he finished? But I have the same argument for Usman. But in your opinion, seeing him like that as a fighter to fighter, you see the way, you see where he's at right now, man. How are you feeling about Izzy coming into this fight against DDP, a man that you also know yourself?
Yeah, for those who think Easy is done, y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Yeah, man, it's nice. I was watching the video now early on, and it's nice seeing him in that state of mind. Just more matured, more calculated, more disciplined, and just doing the right things. And I feel like it's a happy Easy as well. Like they say, happy fight is a dangerous fight, and yeah, I'm excited to see this new Easy, Adesanya 2.0, and I feel like it's gonna be like a McGregor versus Cowboy. Conor coming back in a good state of mind, happy, and those fighters are dangerous. And like he said, he's got the belts. He's coming for heads. So that's that mindset shifting and not coming for the belts and knowing that he has that already. He's just coming for heads. It's a dangerous mindset, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. To be honest with you, I'm
Early
excited.
prediction?
Prediction? No, I love DDP, South African, but I gotta go Easy, man. Easy. I've been Easy fan since 2018. The first time I saw him in an interview with against Derek Brunson, it's just something told me like mentally, like, nah, this dude is he's gonna be a world champion one day, and he did it. So I'm gonna go with Easy with that one.
That was a good fight too. I mean, not for
That's a good fight,
Brunson,
yes.
McDane. I mean, what's your opinion on, this old Easy is supposed to come back and and closing the other half of his career off in style. And if anybody can really do it, as he said he would, it's easy. What's your take on the whole thing?
I think this time away from him has been good. Obviously, losing against Pereira, then getting it back, then losing against Strickland. You know what I mean? I think this time away, just settle himself for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just get back in touch with his family and himself, and out of the spotlight for a little bit, and just being able to focus. I think it's going to do him a world of wonders, and I'm with Terence on this one. Like, as much as I like DDP as well, and same with my man Triller of VFX over here. Shout out, bro! Cheers for the follow on Instagram there as well. 11 months off, is he going to be fresh and calculated? And I'm a DDP fan as well, but he's going to make it look easy. I don't know if he'll make it look easy, bro. I can't 100% agree with you on that one. DDP's just that dirty, like, get in your face, aggressive, like, dog. You know what I mean? He's not going to make it easy for Adesanya to be able to create the space and get the counter shots that he's going to be looking for, and especially when he starts trying to bring takedowns into it, and he's just got that raw aggression in him to just keep pushing forward. Like, it's going to be a complete different fight, I think. But I think this, like I say, this time away for Izzy is going to be really good. We might even see a different side to Izzy. He might, after the Strickland fight, he might not try and focus on the counter shots too much. We might see him be a bit looser in there and just back to the old Izzy and just kind of styling as he does. You know what I mean? But
correct me if I'm wrong. Was Izzy not the most active UFC champion ever?
Yeah,
he was.
He was.
Three times a year, bro. Three times a year for 5 years.
I think he should have taken time off.
Ages
5
ago.
fights ago, and just stood back for a little bit. And he's cleared out the division twice over.
Yeah, I was about to say twice.
Yeah, I mean, take some time off and get out of that spotlight, clear your head, and it looks like it's done wonders for him. Like, I can't wait for him to come back. I agree with
his nuts about 50 times.
Yeah, but I still think DDP wins.
So the odds, just very quickly, sorry, Ola, the odds say -105 DDP, -115 Izzy. That's where we're sitting right now at this point. So yeah, literally can go either way at this point. Yes, Ola.
Yeah, what I was going to ask Leroy as well is, do you think it'd be, in terms of like just opening up multiple different type of fights, do you think it'll be good for Izzy to take the belt if he wins, and then open up a door for a rematch with, say, a DDP, another pay-per-view with pay-per-view points to be earned on that, another is going to have another chance to go at Strickland again in terms of losing to him. Then we got Chimaev as well, that's coming in there with Robert Whittaker, which any one of those two could get another, top dollar sort of fight with Izzy. Or do you think the way it's currently set up right now with different sort of champions sort of emerging at the 185, what do you think is the landscape of 185 will be after this fight?
Dricus has already said that Whittaker versus Chimaev, if Whittaker wins, it doesn't really get him a title shot, but it would give him a G up for Strickland for #1 contender. But he said he'd be happy to fight anybody. He said he'd be happy to fight Izzy, happy to fight Strickland in a rematch, happy to fight Chimaev if he gets the win. I don't know how that works.
Because he already beat Whittaker, that's how. So
Chimaev has a winner for Whittaker.
Strickland under that same fucking logic.
Can't go for Whittaker again. He needs new blood.
I kind of get it, but if you beat Chimaev, if you're happy to accept Chimaev as a title,
well, you should be getting a fucking title fight, and I ain't even Australian, brother. I just love the Reaper, but he should be getting that fucking.
I don't agree with that. No. I don't agree with that, man. What has Chimaev done at 185?
He beat up a washed out 170.
Getting a fucking title. What has he done at
fucking if I'm DDP, that's the higher profile fight. That's a high profile fight to have Chimaev in the title fight, and I know I can take Chimaev. Of course, I'm going to take that fight.
Yeah, that's it. The reason that he said he would accept a fight against Chimaev is probably the easiest fight out of the lot of them. And what do you want as the champion? The easiest fights with the biggest paychecks.
Is it the
That's
easiest
it.
fight? No, I don't.
Oh, wait,
DDP's not that kind of fighter.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm all for this. Let me sit down and get comfy. Go on, brother. Say your
bro,
tune.
I'm asking the questions. I'm just the radio guy over here, bro.
I got my feet up, bro. Come on, I just put my feet up. Let me hear it.
Think we should get you guys in a cage.
Mate,
You know?
So as to what you were saying though, Ola, I'm genuinely concerned that if Adesanya versus DDP happens and DDP wins, do we see Adesanya just hang it up? Because I went and did everything right and I came up short, so I guess I'm out.
What, you
and I wouldn't want to see that because I reckon he's got some left in him.
Nah, I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would do that at all.
I don't know. I think there's probably a couple of super fights out there for him.
Legacy-wise, I think he would probably look at that.
I think that's probably what he's going to start looking to do, like doing legacy fights and see if he can handle it up that way. Bro, why are you still after that fight, man? Like, leave that fight alone.
On every fight after every fight.
Leave that fucking fight alone.
I would watch those two fight each other every weekend till the end of time. I'd be cool with that.
I would too, to be honest.
Yeah, we have 108 people watching right now, man. Big up to all of you. Big love. Make sure, like I said, come over to YouTube. Come and engage in the comments, people. Salute to all of you. We're dropping the topics and we have Triple B here. We're going to come to you after this last topic we're going to talk about. Then we're going to come to Triple B and ask him a few questions on what's going on with him. Okay.
So we did cover a fair bit of this one, but might as well run it anyway.
Let's run it. Let's run it.
Dricus Du Plessis is ready to defend his UFC middleweight title against Israel Adesanya. This highly anticipated matchup has been a long time coming, with both fighters calling each other out since winning their respective belts. I've agreed to the fight 100%, Du Plessis said about the potential matchup with Adesanya.
I've agreed to everything. I'm ready. I want to do it. That's the fight I want. Now I called him out after winning the belt, and that's the fight the fans want to see. I mean, and at the end of the day, that's the fight I want to have. That's the guy I want to fight. And for me, let's just announce this thing. I don't know what's the holdup. I want it to be announced. I want it to go if that's it. I don't know. I've said yes, 100%. I don't know from his side. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what the holdup is. Maybe the UFC is waiting for something. I'm not sure. At the end of the day, I've agreed to it. If they had to phone me today and say we're doing the Sean Strickland second fight, I'll be great. Let's do it. If they say no, we're going to wait and do the Hamzat fight, great. At the end of the day, people go.
Yeah, man. We've just heard DDP talk there. Terrence, I want to come to you first. In terms of where the fight, because one thing I'm gutted about is they're making this fight. Dricus has already said yes to this fight. I'm actually gutted it's not happening in Africa, and they're making UFC Africa out of it. And just thinking about the exposure that it would have given you guys, especially on the path that you're on now, something like a UFC Africa with Easy and DDP happening, I think it would have been good for all the South African fighters like yourself.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a UFC Africa, but I just want to see that fight happen. I just want to see Easy versus Dricus. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see DDP fight Hamzat. I don't want to see him fight Whitaker. I don't want to see him fight Strickland. I want him to fight Easy, and that fight should happen. And they should get it out there and just make it happen. Yeah, DDP said he agreed. Easy feel like he agreed as well. So just announce it and let's make it happen.
Yeah, man. A lot of fans are hungry for that fight. And, Mike Dane, you said rightfully earlier on, like, we've covered a bit about this topic, but I want to get your perspective from DDP's side. And even Chael Sonnen did drop a little something on DDP. Say, hey, listen, when you mess the UFC about, this is the kind of shit that happens to you, which we saw again with a Aljamain Sterling situation.
So what are you asking me?
So I'm asking
what's
you.
The holdup?
What's the holdup? I think they're trying to pull that fucking card together before they announce it. We know it's going to be August. We know it's going to be in Australia. Let's just fucking drop it and get on with this shit. You know what I mean? They seem to just be trying to pull names together so they can go, we got a co-main event in this. Dana White fucking is going to do it. You know what I mean?
You don't think it pulls enough hype on its own just announcing that as the main event?
100%. But they've like made this big promise to Australia and give them all these cards that he probably just like. What is he going to do? One fucking video just announcing one fight now? He likes the same as what he done with the Manchester card as well. He likes to announce 2 or 3 fights. You know what I mean? What's up, everybody? We got blah 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 blah. I'm gonna have a heart attack before I fucking pass out. Like,
that's a good Dana White impression right there.
It was pretty good, wasn't it? It wasn't too bad. No man alive. So yeah, like I don't know what the hold up is. We know it's August. We know it's fucking Australia. Just drop it already.
Yeah, announce it already, man. Yo, I mean, this is one fight. If I was to pick, obviously you man already know naturally where man's gonna pick, but it's one I really don't know how it's gonna go. And the only reason I say that is how much of an awkward fighter DDP is. And it's not just awkward, it's a strong fucking awkward fucking fighter, you know what I mean? And he's calm in the chaos when you see the way DDP fights. And the one thing that we've seen with Strickland and with DDP, right? The way they fight, they obliterate your space. Your space management is going to be a non-existent thing. You know what I mean? They just in your face all the time, walking you back. And he does like to fight back, like fight walking backwards. But that's also his style because he lures them into to get shot off. But in your opinion, I mean, does this fight, obviously when it does happen, how do you really feel like it goes, like the inner works of it, if you like?
I think and just to answer that question, I think I definitely want to see Strickland versus DDP versus Strickland, not versus Chimaev if there's an option, because I think, like we said earlier, Chimaev, what has he done? Strickland definitely deserved that rematch. So how do I see that fight going? I think Izzy wins by counter strike only, and maybe in the first round. After that, definitely DDP because of that space issue. Once they've sized each other up, I think that's where DDP might have the advantage with a little bit of the wrestling, the takedowns probably. Izzy's defense will be good, but I think the longer the fight goes, the more it favors DDP, especially from the second round, because second round he always seems to be very strong. Third round could go either way, and then fourth, fifth, the gas tank that we never think is there is always there. So that's why I think it favors DDP,
especially a DDP with a new nose.
It's always there.
Yeah, he's got a straight nose now.
With the new nose, exactly. So that's how I'm feeling. It's a 50-50, definitely. But yeah,
Leroy, do you have
DDP.
something on this, Leroy?
So, am I hated? I hated for this. I don't think that he should do the rematch with Strickland at all.
I think in general, bro. So don't worry about it.
I think Strickland needs a win to get back up there.
Strickland has said that he's waiting for that title fight now. So obviously
he just had a win.
So yeah, so he's going. I'm sitting and chilling now.
Yeah,
I'm not fighting again until I get this title fight. So I'm beating Costa. Then
being Costa for the champion before. I think that,
are they going to wait and fucking?
Where's Costa ranked? Because he's kind of.
It's not about where he's ranked though. In Costa fought for the title. He did fight for the title.
Yeah, I get that. Look, at the end of the day, it just means that Strickland might be sitting out for a while, which isn't a bad thing. He will probably get a call up to fight for a title at one stage by doing so, and he also gets the added perk of, if he does it right, he actually gets to let his body recover while still training and maintaining his his program or whatnot. But I think DDP versus Izzy. I mean, that's the fight all the fans want.
Unless they make Strickland fight the winner of Hamzat and Whitaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a fight that
maybe they see how
you say the winner of that fight like it isn't already Whitaker.
Well, if we take DDP and but we take DDP and Izzy, the winner of that, well then you take the winner of Hamzat and Whitaker. Putting them against Strickland. If Strickland beats them, then we'll have Izzy versus Strickland again.
DDP versus, yeah.
Oh,
It makes sense. Again. It makes sense. It makes sense. That's some good matchmaking right there. Yeah, big up to everybody that's watching right now, man. Salute to all of you. 115 people watching across the board. Please jump over to YouTube as we are about to speak to Triple B about his performance.
Touch on this comment before we bounce on. Sorry, but go on.
Yeah. We're going to talk to Triple B about his performance at AFC 114, what it feels like headlining a card. And my man's a superstar now, you know what I mean? He's heading that way anyways. The trajectory definitely shows us that he's headline cards after cards. But Magdane, you said you wanted to address something first before we get into that.
Imagine Tro's talking about what the card's going to look like here. So Izzy versus DDP, Pereira versus Jiri 2, Kai Kara France versus Cap, Hooker versus Moicano. Every single one of them, yes.
I like it.
From the Kai Kara France versus Cap, because he's fighting Makayev in July in Manchester. So that one definitely won't be happening. Pereira versus
Jiri signed for PFL. I swear down.
The man was.
No, he's the Octagon.
No, he's not signed with him. He was at the weekend. They asked him, "Who you fighting?" He said, "I've got one signed," and he's ready for fucking rocking and rolling. So,
right.
They should put Kai Kara France against Akan. Just any Akan. Doesn't matter. Just get him on the card.
Right, where the fuck has Kai Kara France been? Like he's been Lonzo for a while. But Hooker versus Money Moicano. You know what I mean? I cannot lose, bro. Like, mate, that would be an absolute banger. That'd be that'd be a good
fight.
We need some Hooker fight news.
I can't afford to lose.
100%. We love the hangman round here. Right. Triple B, I'm going to open the floor to you. I mean, like I said, headlining the card, EFC 114. You're one of the, superstars on the roster at EFC. I spoke to Blammy Shadrach yesterday with Yao over here on Head Kick Podcast. If you guys haven't seen it, go and check out the recap show that we done on EFC 114 on the Kick Him in the Head podcast. Go check out their page. We spoke to Blammy yesterday, and he spoke glowingly about you, about your performance, and even Eagle Smiley Cabeza, who's a goat at EFC level, was saying some fantastic things about you, and even predicted how you was going to finish the fight while it was going on live. But in terms of your preparation, walking in from when we spoke the last time with the headbutt from the guy, I called you on the morning of the fight, and I said make sure you make him pay in full. I remember speaking to you. I said to you, make sure that brother pays in full, and you went and did that, bro. The floor's open to you.
I also want you to answer this one in the middle of that. How the hell did you stay so cool, bro? See, when that dude stuck the nut in, you were just like, yeah, whatever. But go on, the floor is yours.
Yeah. So, first of all, shout out to Shedrick, man. Shedrick is a nice guy. Shout out to Iga as well, Smiley, Goat. He's real, recognized real. These guys, they see me putting the work. They see me going out there, taking this risk, being hungry, and just being goal driven, and just want to fight the best guys and the most dangerous guys they can get me. So I'm super blessed for that recognition from them. And yeah, man, the fight happened. I was just chilled. I was just calm. I knew deep down, I had that silent confidence going into this one. This whole time for the 3 weeks. It was 3-week camp, so I had the silent confidence. People was going mad, like, oh, Jaron is not confident. It's almost like I have to show my confidence to everyone now, which I did in the past, and I had to prove it to myself now. I was like, okay, I'm gonna prove to myself that I can go out there and fight the best guys, whether it's from South Africa or overseas, and I can beat them. And yeah, I just went out there, stayed calm, believed in myself, believed in my team, and adapted. 4 days notice, he came down. I had to change everything, but I just had to adapt in the fight to his style, and I knew he was going to shoot. Because guys know as soon as they fight me, they become restless. But like Poirier said, don't be silly, jump the gilly, and we got that neck.
Look, I'm gonna ask you one more question, then I'll turn it over to the panel if they got something for you. But you know, we did an interview just before the fight, and you said something which stuck with me. You know, the last 7 months you've been in a dark place, and it's been really tough for you. What's it like having the support and the network of people that you have around you to pull you out of these dark spaces in a build up to a fight, and the fight falling through and something else is coming up? What's that like for you?
It shows me that people I have around me is real. They're not just there when I win fights or when everything's going well. They're there when I'm at my lowest, and they will always guide me. And like I said, this last 7 months, after winning that interim at bantamweight, it's been a crazy one. It was nice getting humbled a little bit. It's almost like showing me that I wasn't ready to be that superstar that I'm gonna be. I'm a blow up on B, and yeah, I got the opportunity now, June 6th, and I became that superstar. So I'm slowly getting there. And it's just amazing, man. Shout out to my team, shout out to my coach Aiden. Even when I do interviews, he's here with me. Even if I even if I need to go train, he's always there. The dude's a legend, man. I appreciate him. I appreciate my team, my circle I have around me. That matters for me right now. My family, my team, my small circle. I'm just I don't care about the outside noise anymore. I'm more focusing on the internal dialogue. Um, so yeah, I'm blessed. All I have to be honest, I'm blessed, guys. I'm blessed.
Yeah, man, that's great to hear, man. That's great to hear. Magdalene, let me come to you if you have something for the champ.
Boom. Right. So again, like I said a second ago, mate, when at the weigh-ins and you squared off with the dude, and he leans forward and he fires in that head, but what stopped you from just swinging for that man there and then on the spot?
It's just like I said. When I went into this one, I told everyone I'm at the state of Zen. I'm calm. I'm at peace. Cold, composed. It was just my presence was too much for the guy, and I could feel it, and I know he felt it as well. And that's when he reacted, and I was like, okay, he's acting out a character. Because when I saw him from a mile away, he looked like a nice guy, and he is a nice guy, very soft-spoken guy, good energy. But it's just he felt my energy, he felt my presence, and I was just like, okay, cool. There's no need to go crazy and swing at him. Just gotta tell him you're going to sleep tomorrow night, bro. And yeah, that's it.
Sweet, right? Keep your business for the cage. I like it. So obviously the lineup that you're wanting is Zulu. So since the fight, has there been any talks? Obviously, yeah, I mean, interim champ of 2 weight divisions now. Yeah, like surely you were talking a second ago about being this superstar. Surely they are looking at the money that could be made, the business move that's ahead of us, and the fight of the fucking year that could be 2 belts, 1 championship fight with 2 of the baddest brothers in the division. You know what I mean? Any talks of that happening right now, or are you still just post-fight chilling at the moment?
Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, I don't care. My goal is UFC, and that's it. I'm tired of almost like begging this guy to fight. No, I even slid in his DMs, like even 4 weeks before I fought, just to ask him like, is he gonna be ready for June 6th? No, he had this thing he said. He said he said whatever was on his mind, and I was like, okay, cool. Next, Tumelo, I slide in his DMs as well, ask him if he's down. Talk with Graham. He pulls out. Then we got literally done. He stepped up. That dude is a warrior. No, I gotta give respect to him. Taking a short notice fight, 4 days notice from Belgium, coming all the way to South Africa, legend. Now all those other guys in the division that says, "Oh, I want to fight Terrence. I want to fight Terrence." Terrence is an easy fight. The fight got offered all of them, and they all said no. So it shows me that they not about that life. And yeah.
Nice to see you got some mutual respect with that one, because obviously we've spoke about it in the past as well, where I've talked about like you taking the short notice fight, and we've spoke about the opportunities when they're given to you. And it was given to him to go for a title fight, and he actually grabbed it and he took it, unlike some of the other people that were in the same shoes for him there. So, now hats off for that one. And obviously, post fight, you walk out of the cage with a lot of respect for each other, as bad as the blood or whatever else it can be before you get in there.
Yeah. Like there was no bad blood. To be honest, I wasn't even angry with him doing the headbutt thing. I was just like chilled. I was like, okay, cool. I know what I got to do tomorrow night. The pressure was on me. To be honest, I don't know if I told who. I told most of the guys the pressure's on me. He's coming up down 4 days notice. He's chilling. He's cruising. The pressure's on me because I'm putting everything on the line now. I could have said no to Graham, but I was like, nah, fuck that shit. Sorry, I'm swearing. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this one. I haven't fought in 7 months. Now I went through what I need to went through to get to this position. I'm gonna take this fight whether win or lose. Even when he got the armbar, in my mindset was he can take this arm. I'm getting out of this armbar. He can break it. I'm gonna still fight. I'm gonna make sure I get my hand raised by the end of the night.
So long as Herzog wasn't reffing, huh?
Yeah, as long as Herzog wasn't reffing. And one more for me, mate, just before obviously I pass you on, before I steal all the questions from these guys. But again, mate, massive respect for going in there and getting that done, bro. I mean, we've always got your back. We're always behind you 100% here on the show. You know that yourself already. So you mentioned a second ago, and you've mentioned it before in the past, the ultimate goal is getting to the UFC. Yeah, I mean, that is where you want to be. You want to be in the biggest stage of the biggest lights, and you want to do what you can for your career. Any talks of anything? Coach Hayden pushing any buttons? Is he sliding in anybody's DMs? Are you looking at Dana White's Contender Series or anything in the future? What does 2024 hold for the big balls Bolello?
We busy. We're busy talking with some people. Coach Hayden is always busy. The people don't see the work he puts in, man. He's a coach / manager on the side. He's doing his thing. He helps out a lot of kids out there as well. But we got some big opportunities, like even before this fights, from other organizations. We never mentioned it to no one. We just kept it quiet and just kept the relationship nice with EFC, because we want to do it the right way. But yeah, you can expect us getting that UFC call. If not this year, we never know.
Can't wait to fucking see it. You know what I mean? Anyway, big respect, brother. All love, mate. You know that.
Jared,
Yeah.
Did you? Oh no, I got one for you, Terrence. Did you expect Romani to come out so aggressive? Because he must have known that you're a sharpshooter.
No, the thing is, it's the moment. I always say, you got to be comfortable under those bright lights. He made it a big thing for himself when he said, "This is the biggest fight of my career," and I was like, those words, that you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Where I already put a pressure on me, and taking all the pressure away from me, and then automatically he put it on himself again. I was like, okay, cool. If you're gonna say all that stuff, now you gotta come out here and beat me. And I just feel like the pressure was too much. The lights, the fans were going crazy. And when I cracked him with that left hand, and I was like, and he felt my power, and he knew that, no, he's got to shoot. He's got to go for the legs and try and get me down again. But I had to show these people that says I don't got jiu-jitsu, that I got wrestling, guys. I don't need jiu-jitsu.
He did leave his ear high up on that hip, though, for you to slide your hand underneath nice and tight. And the way that you got that leverage lifted your elbow, you just cranked it. It was beautiful.
I was going for it. I was like, it's either now or never. Yeah. It's either now or never. I'm taking it all. When he tapped, I just went crazy. I was like, just like this, Now you stress yourself all. So I'm for 3 weeks, fighting with yourself mentally, and fights over just like that.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yao, you got something for the champ?
Champ. One and only Black Panther. Look, your fight was absolutely amazing. That armbar, like you said, was so tight. It was so tight, and you just flipped. It was fucking amazing. Excuse the language. But did you know that you beat a cop that Lirdon is actually a police officer in Belgium. How does
Oh,
that feel? You
I didn't know. Listen. There was a guy sending a message from I don't know, account that on Instagram saying that, oh, thank you for beating this racist cop, and I was like, damn,
What?
I didn't even know he's a cop, and this person told me like he's a racist cop. Thanks for beating him. I was like, okay, I didn't know. I didn't know the man is a cop.
No, you definitely made somebody's day out there, man.
Terrence, you're getting arrested if you ever land in Belgium, mate. You're gonna get off the plane.
Yeah, I'm not going to Belgium now. I'm not going to Belgium now. Sorry. But he's a nice guy. I spoke with him. He's a very, I actually felt bad for him, to be honest. I even told the team, like, just seeing him eating breakfast all alone, I was like, damn. No, I gotta take this
people
away
are
from
nice
you.
guys after they get finished, bro. Like there's you know what I mean. Usually guys are nice guys after they get finished. You know what I mean. You see a lot of nice guys, but it happens.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot. I've seen it a lot. Did you know? I don't know whether you knew this, but it said it on the commentary board. You're the first one to finish him. He's never been finished.
I need an award for that. They gotta give me something for that. They gotta give me something for that.
You know what I mean? He's never
But
been,
yeah, man, I knew a win over him is gonna elevate me. It's gonna boost my confidence more. And even now in the position I'm in right now, a lot of things can happen. But I'm staying calm with it all, because I know, like, when guys get a big win like this, they tend to get to the head, and they go overconfident, and they overdo everything. I'm just calm with it. I'm wary of what can happen still, being in this position. So I'm chilled with it. I'm easy. I'm just blessed. I'm grateful. I got a job done against a top dude like Ramani, and yeah.
You got the right level of confidence. Not too much, but you got enough to carry you through. It's hard not to be a fan of yours. It really is.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it so much.
Yo, you got one more. You got one more for the champ before we wrap it up.
Yes. So we obviously know that you want King Shaka. How do you think that fight's gonna go? Because Team CIT, we know what they do. We've seen what they've been doing. He's the double champ. And what do you think it'll do for your career beating the double champ?
No, everyone is always hitting me with a question like, Zulu's with Team CIT, he's with DDP, he's with Simon, he's with this guy, he's with that guy. At the end of the day, it's me and him in a cage. Both our teams are going to be on the other side of the cage. It's me and him locked in there, and we're going to scrap it out. And whether it happens this year or not, but we're going to go in there, face each other. Like, he's a legend, he's OG. That's why I want this fight. Most guys don't want to fight Zulu. And you even heard him say it. No one want to fight me because they're scared they're going to go to the hospital or whatever. But I don't care if I have to go to the hospital. I'm taking him with me to the hospital. We're both going to be in the hospital bed. So he's going to bust me up. I'm going to bust him up. I think it's time to show these people to prove to myself that I can beat Zulu, and show these naysayers that you can get it done. If you can do something that they can't, that they tell you can't do, then it's all good. So let's see what's up. Let's make money.
100%. I like that. I like the mindset right there. And how soon would you ideally want to fight again? Because you literally took no damage in this fight, really. If we're looking at it, how soon would you like to, all things being nice, everything goes well, how soon would you like to be in the cage again?
I wanted to fight next on the next card next month, but obviously I can't now because of the position. I mean, it's like the more higher you climb in your division or in the business right now, especially in the UFC, winning the belts and having the star power, it's difficult to get fights now. I can't just fight anyone now. I gotta take fights that make sense. Either gonna fly out another guy for me from overseas, that makes sense. When is Zulu gonna be able to fight? October is like 4 months, 3 months away. So it's a lot of things. Faiz is there still, so he's got to pick me or Faiz. Who's he gonna fight? So yeah, the ball is in their court. I'm here getting better, improving, staying sharp, focused, and yeah, I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, staying
100%.
focused. That's the key.
100%, man. We're gonna keep supporting you on the show. We're gonna keep, showing love as we always do. Whenever whenever you're getting ready for fights, whether you're fighting or not, we stay in regular contact, and we love where your career is headed right now. And more power to your team. I got to big up your team on this. Not even no more. I'm talking about your team right here, man. Big up to those guys. I talk to those guys backstage a lot of the times when me and you speak, and yeah, they do incredible work, man. So salute to your team. People, big up to everybody that stayed with us right now. Salute to all of you. Make sure you are hitting the like button. Make sure you're engaging in the chat. Salute to everybody that are sitting in the chat. Ozzy, Fight, Fan, big up yourself. Trailer, VFX, salute to you. Giddy Skiddy, big up yourself. Everybody that stayed with us, salute to all of you, man. Make sure you're subscribing to the Fight Week Show, the Rambling That podcast, the Head Kick podcast. Go and check them out. And Triple B, the champ, Terrence, the Black Panther Palelo. Make sure you go and check him out on his socials. Make sure you're following him. And SNL's MMA as well, man. Make sure you check him out as well. He does put some crazy reels out there from time to time, and his story is crazy. So make sure you are following him. We are going to close up the show now. Big up to everyone. Let me come to McDane. What do you got coming up?
First of all, I just want to give a little shout out to Osterberries, who normally joins us tonight. He wasn't able to because he was working, but he has messaged me and said that he's going to go and watch the
Quit your job, Osterberries.
Yeah, fuck your job, Osterberries, bro. Just get back onto this place. Yeah, so he's going to watch it after the fact once he gets home tonight. So once you're watching through this, brother, big shout out to yourself. Cheers for tuning in. For me, mate, I am looking at starting to line up some more interviews. I haven't had any for the last few weeks. I had like 6 months of doing interviews there, so I kind of just took a little back burner for a few weeks. Obviously, as some of you guys know, not everybody knows it. Well, probably most people that are watching on Twitter know it too because I put it on there. But obviously, my missus is having another baby due in November. And what you guys don't know is we found out yesterday that it's going to be another girl. So, so I'm outnumbered now, boys. I'm outnumbered. So,
congrats, man.
Have two little girls ruling the roost and bossing me about for the rest of my days. So that's how that's going. So quite happy, quite looking forward to it. And yeah, going to be getting some interviews nailed down. I'm going to look at, obviously that's November, so I need to get some more media stuff done before then. So I'm going to be looking at Glasgow for PFL and Cage Warriors. So if I can get out and do some media work for those guys, then that would be awesome. And you can catch me at Manchester UFC 304 next month, live, in person, watching the fights. Come say yo, get a picture.
Yeah. McDade, I'm going to have to actually start listening to you, mate, because you ain't going to get listened to at home.
I know, mate. I know.
Yeah.
My next door neighbor, just before we move on, my next door neighbor was like, because he's got a little girl too. He was like, "When are we going to start getting some backup in these parts, bro?" I was like, "Man, I've just learned to adapt and blend in." When I say adapt and blend in, I mean shut up and do as I'm told.
Yeah, man. Well, it's a good tactic to hold, man. You know what I mean? Shut up and do as you're told, man.
Buy a t-shirt that matches the wallpaper.
Serious. Yeah. What do you got coming up on Head Kick podcast? Kick him in the head, brother.
Kick him in the head. We're as always looking at all things EFC, specifically MMA, South Africa. But the one thing we have running right now is a giveaway. We are giving away a towel signed by, well, as the man you can see sitting right there, the Black Panther, Terrence Balelo, after his win at EFC 114. Signed towel. Simbarashe Hokonya. We have Peace Excommunicado and Inkosi, the future in the belly on this towel.
Oh, this is
and
brilliant.
so we're going to be doing a giveaway on social media with regards to this towel, and then just running all the content from EFC 114, which was absolutely scintillating. It was a fantastic event. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. Going to be doing a few more interviews. We have a spicy one coming with Conrad Siabi, who's telling us about the fact that certain gyms are hoarding titles, but we'll get into that once we've obviously got his interview out. But yeah, we've got lots going on.
Interesting.
Just one more time. How do we enter the competition?
You technically are half entered, so you have to be following us. You must tag three counts, and then I can't remember the third one, but it's on our page. And then you're entered.
Link in the description.
Yes, motherfucker needs that soap. I'll tell you that.
Can I enter as well? Can I enter as well?
Yes, you can.
Of course you can.
Yes, you can.
Sign all your own towels.
Serious, man. Boy, the champ wants to enter into this competition as well. Everybody, make sure you head over there, go enter into that competition, and yeah, be in there with the chance to win that towel. Big up to yourself, Yao. Salute to you. People, we have come to the end of the show. Hasta la vista. Salute. We're out. Peace.
Peace.
The Fight Week Show.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week.